God bless. Welcome back to my channel. I am Charlene, and for the first time in a while, I have to do a disclaimer, and a viewer discretion is advised. Disclaimer: I am completely aware of what I'm saying to you. I am fully knowledgeable of the consequences of my story. And if you are weak mentally, physically, or emotionally concerning the idea, thought, expression, or visual surrounding death, then I wholeheartedly suggest that you click off this video. I'm pretty sure this conversation would not sit well with everyone. And if you are sensitive to the idea of death, I strongly encourage you to log off this video. Viewer discretion is advised, which I'm not showing anything graphic, but I am going to have a discussion that includes graphic information. So again, if you are weak or sensitive concerning those things, then firstly, I do apologize and I'm sorry. And secondly, you have my full permission to leave this video and not watch it. Today was very unusual, and this is fresh. I believe it is almost 5, and I got home maybe an hour ago from the events I'm about to share with you. And I know that after I discuss this video with you, I am going to need to talk to God, read my word, and meditate and concentrate on Him. You may see a need to also pray, read your word, and concentrate on Him on yourself and mine behalf. Anywho, I was taking my daughter to see her grandmother on her dad's side, and also to pick up her school items that her dad bought her. And upon getting there, this gentleman tried to get my attention. And when I finally gave him my attention, he asked me to jump his vehicle. His car was dead, and he wanted to see if I would be willing to give him a jump. And I said, to be honest with you, sir, my battery isn't great either, and which is true. I've been having a great deal of car issues for some time now, and I mentioned to you guys about it. And one of the things that keep going wrong is that out of nowhere, my battery would just die. And sometimes it'll have a pattern of being completely dead, needing to be jumped, starting for a little bit, and then going dead again, or stalling. We still don't know what's wrong. But so I let him know, I'm like, hey, to be honest with you, I don't know if it would be smart for me to even give you a jump, because then I'd be stuck. And I said, I'll tell you what. And as I was telling him this, in my mind, I was thinking I should call my husband and ask, or to see what he says, or if he was willing to provide some sort of assistance. But I also thought about my own husband's situation. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, he's not well either. He needs to rest. He has to do dialysis. Like, all that just came to my mind. So I'm like, and my home would have been about 20 minutes away from where I was. So I was like, I made a conscious decision not to contact him. So I just said, I'll tell you what, I will try it. let me just put the kids inside. And as I said that, he said, you got cables? And I said, no, I don't have cables. And I said, I'm so sorry, because as much trouble as I have, I should have cables, but I don't. So I was like, you don't have cables? And he said, no. And I said, oh man, I'm so sorry. And he said, that's okay, thank you anyway. And he said, God bless you. So then I go in the house, I have a chit chat, we sit for a while, we stay. And then as I was getting ready to leave out, her cousin, my daughter's cousin, came in and said, can you take me up the road? Blank has wrecked the car. Now, mind you, I didn't have no idea who he was talking about. But as he was telling the story, he was like, yeah, so-and-so gave him a jump, and he went up down the road, and they said he was driving crazy, he was going fast, and he wrecked. And I'm listening, I'm like, somebody asked me for a jump. So when I go outside, sure enough, the neighbor, because that's where he came from, I guess his fiance had ran outside and was screaming and crying and, you know, this can't be. And he, my daughter's cousin, went over to her and was like, are you gonna go up the road? And she said, yes. So they got in my car, and I was so nervous and so uneasy, because a part of me kind of felt like I was getting to something that I wasn't prepared for. And we pulled up, and we see the fire truck, police officers, the ambulance, and we see a body covered in a sheet. And I'm just like, I cannot believe this. And of course, the young lady, she was across from me, she was all two pieces. This was her fiance, this was the father to her children. And I had no idea what to say or what to do. I was present, and, you know, I got out with them because I'm like, I do not feel comfortable just dropping them off. So as I'm walking, and, you know, the scene is going on, and she seen the body, and she tried to go to it, and they had to stop her. And she was like, I just want to see him. And they said, no. And I can tell you by the car, I don't even know how his body even got out, let alone if they said on the impact, it flew out of the vehicle and hit hard on the road. And more than likely, he would have died on impact. I've seen car accidents. I've seen people crawl out the car. I've seen people get walked to the ambulance. I have never seen eye-to-eye witness. I've never been a witness to an actual dead body laying there with the sheet on him. Never. It's in television shows. It's in movies. But that feeling where you just like, that person's actually dead, and it's right there. And it's just fresh. Because this was probably between the time he asked me and the time this actually happened. We're talking about a 20 to 30 minutes difference, same day. And I was just like, God, this really happened. This really happened. And I had so many emotions. I'm like, I wish he had a cable so I could jump on, and maybe this wouldn't happen this way. I wish the other person didn't jump them, because then he would still be home and alive. So many emotions, so many things went on inside of me. And I just was like, God, why me? But not like why me in the sense like, God, like, how dare you put me in this situation? But why me as in, God, what exactly do you want me to do and be in this moment? And I was able to console the young lady as much as I can, because obviously, you know, strangers can only do but so much. You know, it takes that family member to, you know, really calm you down. And one eventually came and gave her a great big hug. And as I was As I was on my way home, I was thinking about the what ifs. This week has been very interesting, to say the least. My daughter, she came home and said, I feel some type of way because somebody I know, their dad passed away. And this man was a father. And I can't help but think about being without that, because I had to go through that. And I remember that I was not okay for a really long time. But I do want to be an overall encouragement. Still not quite sure, why God, like, why was I there? What was I supposed to do? Like, I still don't feel like I got all the answers, but I do know that, as the word says, just as much as we don't know the day nor the hour that Christ is going to return, we don't know the day or hour in which will be our last. And that's even more reason to turn to God in uncertainty, in discomfort, in pain, in regret, in bitterness, in anger, in sadness. Turn to God. For those who, I don't know, maybe you stumble across this video and you don't have a relationship with God, you don't know who Jesus is, I strongly encourage you to seek him now. Because within 30 minutes, a person that once said, God bless you to me, is no longer here. You can't say it again. And I don't have another opportunity to say it to him again. And that might be bothering me too, because it's like you never know when it would be your last time crossing someone's path, especially in reference to sharing Jesus or being a help, which in my case, I really couldn't do anything. I had no cables. And it still bothered me a little bit because it's like, I couldn't help to my full potential. Like, I felt a little defeated. Like, what am I good for in this moment? Like, and then I even thought about it as I was going in the house. I'm like, I wouldn't be able to help my own car because I don't have cables. But I strongly want to emphasize, securing your relationship with Christ. Like, be sure that you know for sure that you are truly saved, and that if you were to pass tomorrow, today, within the next minute or hour, that your eternity life is secured in Christ Jesus. You want to make sure of that. And yes, this walk, this path, this life gets heavy, it gets hard, it gets rugged, it gets busy, but you stay on course. You finish the race. And remember that each and every moment is important. We are like vapors, like we're here today and gone tomorrow. And even more so, what have you done in the life that God has given you? What have you accomplished? What have you done to give him glory? Are you a new creature? Are you a changed person? Are you living the standard? Like, will God be pleased with your life? Will he be pleased with your action, deeds, and words? Or will you be regretful? Will he say, depart from me, I knew you not? Like, you want to be sure that you don't hear that. You want to be obedient to God, his will, his way, his word. You want to love. You want to share the gospel. You want to live a life that is holy and pleasing and acceptable in the Lord's sight. You want to do what's right. I'm sad for the family. I could not imagine